to stop it. Because I was obnoxious.
There's a thingy to it. A Dealie.
A Dealie. There's always a Dealie.
Everyone needs a Dealie. Every once in a while. But, so I was going to bed that night here in this bed, right here on the side. And I go, I have 10 days to be at this room. Then I'm going to Kansas. When I come back, I need to be living in a house. How can I do it?
I didn't want her to go.
Well, we aren't there in this
We're
story
not there yet, but I keep coming back to that, like some sort of bad acid flashback. Like, no! Like, Brando at the base of the stairs, you're like, Stella! But anyway. That's how it felt. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, you're here in this room, and you're thinking about...
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and I'm like, damn it, I gotta find a place to stay, you know? I need to be in a house when school starts. I'm gonna be a team leader for student ambassadors, which means, and I'm an officer for Phi Theta Kappa, and I'm gonna be a film student, and I need to be living under a roof. And to be able to do it. And so I'm like, aha, that homeless dude, he might need help.
This light bulb goes on over the head.
And I was
How
like,
often does that happen too when it's, aha, that homeless dude. Bing. What?
I couldn't even remember his name or anything. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll contact him. I'll connect with him. So I went to sleep. This is me going to sleep. So the next morning I woke up and I was like, I need to find this guy. So I remembered your first name was Darren.
You did remember that.
Yeah, so I looked up Darren on Facebook because everyone's on Facebook. And I figure he's a film student at SFCC. We're going to have like friends. His name's going to come up. No.
I've been slightly off the grid for a while.
And so, and he spells his first name unique, but I can't remember if I remembered how to spell it. I can't remember now. Anyway, I couldn't find him. So I went back to sleep. I spent about a half an hour looking for him on Facebook and online. With a first name, you can't find anybody with a first name, but I thought I'd try, you know. So I went back to sleep, and then I woke up. Wait, this is me going back to sleep.
She doesn't really snore, to tell you the truth. It's a nice effect, but...
Anyway, so I woke up at about noon, because you can do that when you're living in a motel over Christmas break. It's awesome, to be honest. And I was like, I went over to my computer to do something, because I have access to the internet on my laptop. I opened it up, and what was the first thing I saw? It was Darren's email address, because the program he had messed with in class the night before or whatever was still up on my computer because I hadn't messed with it.
And that, my friends, is a twist of fate. That is where a random act of kindness turns into something that really changes not only one but two life courses. Who knew? I don't know if there's no way Jody could have planned this, but on the other hand, she couldn't have planned this any better. I just think it was cool. I just think it was so cool.
It was so cool. It's so beautiful.
Just because she let me use her computer the night before. If that's not meant to be, I really don't know what is. But
It seems like it's meant to be, or if it's not meant to be, we created it. You know, we created our own destiny by my taking action and you taking action in response. Because the first thing I was like, fuck, that's his name and that's his email address. I've got him now. So I got instantly online and sent him an email. And I said, this is going to sound weird, but can I talk to you on the phone? I need to talk to you about some things. I need to ask you a few questions. And he thought I was hitting on him.
I didn't really. I didn't
You
think you were hitting on me.
did. By your response, you did think I was hitting on you. And so I told you straight
What
up.
was my
I'm not.
response? Didn't I just basically say, cool, let's do that?
No, you said something. You made a joke about. At some point, you made a joke about us. You know, like. You made it sound to me like you thought I was hitting on you. And so I straightened him out. I said, no, this isn't about that. You know, I've got a boyfriend, I said. And you were like, totally cool, fine, good. And
My personal recollection of this is I didn't know what to think, but I thought it was pretty damn cool, actually, that somebody that was virtually a stranger to me, for whatever reason, would write to me. And I was damn curious. So, of course, there was no way I was going to not respond. I didn't know what this was about. As for whether or not I thought this woman, there we go, this woman.
I know, but I called you this dude.
This homeless
This homeless dude.
As if this dude isn't enough. This homeless dude. That's the distinction you want when it comes to what kind of dude you are. The homeless one. Yeah, as to whether I thought she was hitting me on or not, my own recollection is I didn't even kid myself that I had any idea where this was coming from, but I wanted to know. So yeah, she wrote to me, and I wrote her back. What else was I gonna do?
And in the process of us establishing that we're just friends, this is totally platonic, that we're going to be roommates.
Jody did make sure this was firmly established before we moved forward at all.
Yes, and that I had a boyfriend. In the meantime, I broke up with my boyfriend, Marcus. And it was in fact the night before Darren showed up here.
Here,
for us
right
to
here.
get to know each other. It was so fucking wacky. We were gutsy and
Yeah,
weird and
that's. Jody was just getting ready to go back to Kansas. She was taking a road trip, driving out there.
and we wanted to meet before then.
I had called her and talked to her on the phone from my mom's house, and
several places along the way.
this is where, if we hadn't already done it, we firmly established, no, this is not about like a hookup or anything like that. But we agreed that, hey, how did you put it? Are you something like living situation challenged or Jody has all these euphemisms for. I do like the one house free. We were house free for a while there. We were not burdened with anything like a house or a place to live, you know. Which, believe it or not, is really liberating, and I recommend everybody try it sometime.
Yeah. It's liberating and it's difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely a life experience worth having, homelessness. But I digress. Where were we? The phone call. Yeah,
the phone call.
I called from my mom's house.
And he had also called from the hospital.
Yeah, I called from the. Just to clarify, the waiting room of the hospital where homeless people can go and hang out and use electrical outlets and plug their phones in.
That's cool.
Not from, like, you know, the emergency room or anything. It's like, uh, and so I call her from my mom's house. She tells me, yeah, I'm getting ready to go out of town, be gone for like a couple weeks. And I thought, well, this is important. We need to get together. And
I wanted to get together before then too.
yeah, we agreed. Yeah, okay.
We
we gotta
felt
get
a sense of
together.
urgency about this, and we were right.
Mm-hmm. I needed to see her before she took this road trip of hers. So I found out, okay, what's the last day you're gonna be in Santa Fe before you leave
And
to
I was
Kansas?
disappointed because I wanted him to come much earlier than that. But it worked out the right way. But
For whatever scheduling reasons, there was not really a good time for us to connect earlier than this last day before she hit the road. And I was like, well, cool, if you'll still be there that day, I'll take the train up to Santa Fe.
the
I've been
rail
in
runner, which
Albuquerque.
is cool.
Yeah, there's a commuter train between the two cities. And I'll come and meet you at your hotel. We can do that, maybe go get something to eat and talk and get to know each other a little bit.
It was so cool.
Yeah. You wanna take it? Take it.
Well,
So,
he showed up, we met in the lobby downstairs, we hugged each other, and he comes over and we set our stuff down and we say, you want to go over to Whole Foods and get food, because I haven't had time. I was busy meeting with one of my friends who's a producer and a huge talent, Melissa. Whoa. I want you to meet Melissa. She's fucking awesome.
cool.
A major talent.
I like awesome people.
Yeah, and I'm surrounded by them. I really am. But so I met with her earlier in the day, and that's what I spent my energy on, that and breaking up with Marcus and doing laundry and stuff like that, and meeting this dude who is an investor for people like me. But he didn't invest in me, but I met him and got connected with him. And it helped me a lot in breaking up with Marcus, because I was like, shit, this guy could potentially invest in my work. I don't need no man. But anyway, then all that was in preparation for meeting Darren. But so I said, you want to go over to Whole Foods and get some food? I have food stamps. And he's like, I think I have food stamps. I think I got them, a bunch today. I'm like, well, cool, let's go. And I was like, the first thing I said was, I don't know how you feel about it, but are you okay with drinking wine? And then tell him what you said.
Oh, I basically said, hell yeah. No, I usually have no idea what a relief that was, because I was afraid, oh my god, I'm going to meet this person that I scarcely know, and we're going to have to sit there for 2 or 3 awkward hours, like, being sober and, like, not relaxed, and
He ended up quite
I
relaxed.
wanted to make the best first impression that I could, like I didn't, for one thing, I didn't show up drunk, which for me that was always a good start.
Good
No,
job.
I was sober when I got
If you would
here.
have shown up drunk, it
That would have been
ruined
bad.
everything.
I didn't. I made.
Instead, he got drunk over time, so I got to see the whole process.
And somehow here we still are. I mean.
And I won't go into the details, but at one point when he was totally wasted in the middle of that night. Okay, first we went over to Whole Foods, and I got this overwhelming feeling that we had done this 1,000 times in the past, that we had known each other through lifetimes, and I felt like he was my husband.
We talked about this right there in Whole Foods, and I had to agree. I was like, yeah, I certainly feel like we knew each other before this. We just clicked. It's just like that.
Like walking through the aisles, it was like we were in sync with each other. We've been in sync with each other from the beginning, really. Maybe I was more in sync at times, he was more in sync with me at times, but
Maybe.
that's one thing that has been unique about our relationship.
I'm not somebody who is usually at ease around people that I don't know well, and often even people that I do know well. I'm not really a people person. So to meet somebody that I'd known for, altogether like 3 hours if you put together all the contact that we'd had prior to this, to walk around with somebody in Whole Foods and feel like, oh yeah, I've known her for years. Uh, it was almost uncomfortable how comfortable I was, which is, I wasn't, I just almost was because it's so peculiar. I was very relaxed with Jody, and we dove right into sort of enjoying each other's company and having fun and laughing and being
Eating.